What is a random variable? So ang random variable is a variable whose possible values are determined by chance. So these are the quantities that varies and di natin alam kung ano yung exact value because it occurs randomly. So usually or typically, it is represented by uppercase letter or capital letters of the alphabet. So usually ang ginagamit capital X. So while the possible values is represented by lowercase letter or small letters of the alphabet, in this case, X. So ibig sabihin, pag ang ginamit mo ay capital X para sa variable, yung possible values niya, gagamitan mo naman ng small x. Kung ang ginamit mo naman ay capital Y para sa variable, yung possible values niya, i-represent mo naman ng small y. Okay? So, meron tayong example. So, let x be the number of heads in tossing a coin thrice. So, ibig sabihin, pag ang experiment mo or ang study mo is about tossing a coin, so ito yung head or tail na game or tinatawag din siyang Caracruz. So, that is the random variable. The possible values are, so x is equals to 3, x is equals to 2, x is equals to 1, and x is equals to 0. So, ibig sabihin, hindi natin alam randomly ang lalabas na value ng heads pag nag-toss tayo ng coin 3 times or thrice. So, pwedeng sa tatlong try natin, puro head. So, tatlong heads ang result. Kung halimbawa naman sa tatlong toss, dalawa lang dun yung nag-head. So, x is equals to 2. So, possible din na isang head lang after tossing the coin thrice. Or pwede naman, after tossing the coin thrice, walang lumabas na head or puro tail lang. So, that is x is equals to 0. So, that is what a random variable is. So, marami tayong random variables sa mga research study and experiment. So, these are divided into two types. So, meron tayong discrete random variable and continuous random variable. So, unahin natin ang discrete random variable. So, this is a variable that can only take a finite countable number of distinct value. So, ibig sabihin, lahat lang ng countable yung nabibilang ng buo. So, pag sinabi kasi nating distinct values, these are values that are exact. So, buo. It is represented by non-negative whole numbers. So, pag sinabi nating non-negative whole numbers, kasama ang 0, followed by 1, 2, 3, and positive whole numbers. So, ang possible values ng discrete random variable is 0 and positive whole numbers lang. So, mag-start siya ng 0, followed by 1, 2, 3, and so on. So, lahat lang ng 0 hanggang positive whole numbers. So, we have the following examples of discrete random variable. Example number 1, let x be the number of students randomly selected to be interviewed by a researcher. So, this is a discrete random variable kasi ang binibilang natin dito ay students. And pag binilang natin ang students, dahil tao ito, whole number yan. Okay? So, the possible values are x is equals to 0, x is equals to 1, x is equals to 2, and so on. So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-conduct ng interview or namili ang researcher ng i-interview na estudyante, pwedeng wala or 0, pwedeng isa, pwedeng dalawa, or pwedeng tatlo or more. Okay? So, that is discrete random variable. Okay, another example is example number 2. Let capital Y be the number of left-handed students randomly selected in a classroom. So again, this is discrete random variable kasi we're talking about students and possible whole numbers lagi ang magiging value. So the possible values are y is equals to 0, y is equals to 1, y is equals to 2, and so on. We have example number 3. Let Z, capital, as the number of defective light bulbs among the randomly selected light bulbs. So still, it is discrete random variables kasi binibilang natin ang light bulbs ng whole number. Okay? So the possible values are Z is equals to 0, Z is equals to 1, Z is equals to 2, and so on. So ibig sabihin, sa randomly selected light bulbs, merong pwedeng walang defective, pwedeng isa ang defective, pwedeng dalawa ang defective, at pwedeng mas marami. Pero binibilang siya ng whole number. Okay? So, last example for discrete. So, let X be the number of women randomly selected in a political rally. Again, this is discrete random variable kasi ang binibilang natin ay women. And pag sinabing women, tao, whole number ang possible values. So, ibig sabihin, the possible values are x is equals to 0, x is equals to 1, x is equals to 2, and so on. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng walang babae sa political rally, pwedeng may isang babae, at pwede rin may dalawang babae and more. Basta, ang bilang ay whole number. So this is what a discrete random variable. So ito yung mga examples natin. So the next type is what we call the continuous random variable. So ano naman ang kaibahan nito sa discrete? So continuous random variable is a variable that can take an infinite number of values in an interval between two specific values. So ibig sabihin, pag halimbawa mayroong dalawang specific values, lahat ng nasa pagitan nun ay possible values. And it may includes fractions and decimals. So hindi lang siya whole number. So meaning to say, the possible values ng continuous random variable can be represented hindi lang ng non-negative whole numbers, pwede rin ang fractions and decimals. So these values are often the result of measurement. So ang mga halimbawa nito ay yung weight, height, length, volume, temperature, and many more. So lahat ng result of measurements at nagkaroon ng decimal sa values, ito ay continuous random variable. So we have the following examples. So example number 1, let capital X be the weight in pounds of randomly selected students. So here, may binabanggit tayo na measurement. So ang sabi, dapat ang weight ay naka-pounds. So ibig sabihin, pag measurement, continuous random variable. Kasi ang mga possible values natin dyan ay pwedeng x is equals to 100.25 pounds, x is equals to 150.5 pounds, pwede rin x is equals to 170.75 pounds, and many more. So as long as the possible values can have fractions and decimal, it is continuous random variable. And ang unang example niyan ay weight. So paano ba natin sinusukat ng weight? So pwede siyang gamitan ng weighing scale. Okay? Next, example number 2. Let capital X be the lengths in centimeters of randomly selected shoes of senior high school students. So here, meron na naman tayong measurement na binabanggit na ang length daw ay in centimeters. So this is a continuous random variable. Kasi, ang mga possible values natin dyan ay x is equals to 17.25 centimeters, x is equals to 19.5 centimeters, x is equals to 21.75 centimeters, and so on. So this is the result of a measurement. So paano ba natin minemeasure ang length? So pwede tayong gumamit ng ruler or meter stick. Okay. Example number 3. So we have let capital Z be the hourly temperature in Celsius in a day. So again, this is a measurement kasi ang temperature ay pwedeng in Celsius, pwede rin siya in Fahrenheit, at pwede rin siya in Kelvin. So since this is measurement, it is a continuous random variable kasi ang mga possible values natin dyan ay pwedeng z is equals to 10.25 degrees Celsius, pwedeng z is equals to 21.5 degrees Celsius, or pwede ring z is equals to 35.75 degrees Celsius, and many more. So this involves decimals kasi temperature siya, result of measurement. So paano ba natin mini-measure ang temperature? So gumagamit tayo ng thermometer. Last example for continuous random variable, we have let capital Y be the heights in centimeters of plants in a garden. So again, we're talking about measurement kasi heights. So binigyan tayo ng unit of measurement na centimeters ulit. So this is continuous random variable kasi ang mga possible values natin dyan, pwedeng magkaroon ng decimals. So pwedeng x is equals to 24.25 centimeters, x is equals to 48.5 centimeters, x is equals to 72.75 centimeters, and so on. So, paano ba natin minimeasure ang height? So, pwede rin siyang ruler or meter stick or metro na ginagamit sa mga construction. Okay? So, that is continuous random variable. Then, yung nauna natin is discrete random variable. So, ang pagkakaiba nila is pag discrete random variable, ang mga possible values na ay 0 and positive whole numbers only. Pero pag nagkaroon na ng decimals, fractions, ito ay tinatawag na continuous random variable. So we have additional examples here. So other examples of random variables. So instruction dito is determine if the random variable is discrete or continuous. So sa letter A, ang random variable is number of points scored by a randomly selected basketball player. So ang sagot natin dyan ay discrete kasi sa basketball, binibilang ang points by whole number. So pwede siyang 1 point, pwede siyang 2 points, pwede rin siyang 3 points. Okay? Letter B, we have capital Y, the height in centimeters of a randomly selected student in a library. So, kababanggit lang natin kanina, pag result of measurement, so that is continuous random variable. We have letter C, X is equals to number of birds in a nest. So, ang binibilang natin dito ay birds. So, binibilang ang birds by whole number kasi wala namang fraction or decimal na birds. Okay, so therefore, that is discrete random variables. And lastly, we have letter D, y is equals to weights in kilograms of randomly selected dancers. So again, we're talking about measurements, therefore it is a continuous random variable. So that is what a random variable and the two types of random variable.